What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am East. It's your boy. I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing my video on college and basically everything on college. So how to survive and how you should handle roommates, how you should not handle roommates, and what you should do if you have a problem with your teachers or like your athletic staff or just problems in general. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is how to survive college. So for me personally, the tips I would give for people to survive college is, one, I would say always make sure you talk to your professors or that your professors know you. So like for me, all my classes that I have, I make sure that I always speak to my professors either before class or after class, so that way they know like who I am, so I'm just not like a number to them. Because like depending on the college that you go to, if your class is large or if your class is small, then they're gonna think that you're just not interested in the class and they're just gonna treat you like a number. So you should always make sure that you speak to them about like what's going on, or like if you're confused in the class, or like if you have a question about something that like happened, or like if you're not certain about something that's going on, or like if you just want somebody to talk to. Like for me, like I make sure my professors know like if I have a problem or like if I need help, like I need help, like it's something that I need. The second tip I would give is that you should always make sure that you always set a time so that way you could get up in time for class and like anything that you need to do. So like for me, my class isn't until like 10:25, so I make sure I get up in time so I can shower, get dressed, get to the cast to eat, and make sure I can get to my class on time. So like for me, at my college, the calf opens at 8, but it doesn't close till 10 for breakfast. So like for me, I make sure like I get up in time so that way I could get to the calf. Even though like some days like I don't make it to the calf until like 9:56, 9:57. So you should make sure like you set a time so that way you can get there on time. The third tip I would give is I would say set boundaries with your roommates. So make sure that like they're not taking advantage of you and you're not taking advantage of them. So like for me, I have two roommates right now. So like the first day like they came in, like we all set ground rules. So like we were like, oh, like for the mini fridges, for example, if we have food or drinks in there, like to just don't just walk in and grab it. Like you have to ask, like be like, oh, yo, can I get like a water or something like that? Um, because then it'll just won't have like any problems with your roommate. So like you won't be like, oh, like I have to switch my room because my roommate's doing so and so, or like y'all can just talk it out. Um, the fourth tip I would give is I would say always make sure you talk to your financial aid advisor and your academic advisor. Those are two most important. So make sure like with your financial aid advisor, like you make sure that your shit is like not on hold. So like for me, like at my college, I heard a lot of people say like, oh, like my account is on hold, but like they don't talk to like their financial aid advisor like at all. Like they don't come in and visit them. So I'm like, why didn't you go? And they're like, oh, well, I never knew who they were. And I was like, you have to find out who they are so that way you can keep in contact with them. And you should keep in contact with your academic advisor just so that if you know the course that you need to graduate and you've already taken them already, so that way they can like put you ahead. Like for me, like I met with my advisor like 2 days ago, so like I already registered for my winter classes. So now I'm already prepared for the next semester. So I know what books I have to get. I know what I have to do to get prepared for the next semester. Um, the fifth step I would give is I will always say just be nice to every staff in general, because you know you don't know who will help you out in the long run. Like for me, like I'm just like respectful and like kind to like all the staff, so like they help me out. Like for example, like the security guards downstairs that where you have to swipe in your cards. Like I always say like, oh, hi, good morning, or hi, good evening, and like they always help me out. Like for example, one time like the light literally blew out in our bathroom, and like we had to get it changed, and like we didn't say anything till like the nighttime because I was like, oh, I wanted them to come in the morning because I knew I only had one class the next day. And like literally I went downstairs and I knew one of the security guards, and he literally was like, oh, um like you could just talk to one of the maintenance people, and they literally came that night and helped us like fix the light. And like for example, if I wasn't kind or nice to him or like greeted him, then he could have been like, oh, well, you just gotta wait till tomorrow. um Other tips I would give is I would just say, in your class, try to sit somewhere where you know you can see the board, but at the same time you're like not too close to the teacher. Like for me, like in some of my classes, I sit in the back, some I sit in the front, some I sit in the middle. So it all depends on where the board is. So it all depends on where you're comfortable with. So like for me in my sports management class, I sit in the back because it's more of like a lecture class, so we don't really like look at the board or like write stuff down. Like we do, but it's mostly like what he says, so it's not like off a board. But like say for example, if it's like my English class, like I'll make sure like I sit towards the front because like for example, they're gonna have stuff on the board, so you're gonna need to know like what to write down. What else tips I would I give? I would also say like make sure you lock your stuff up. So like for me, like I make sure I always lock my personal belongings like up like in a safe or like in a locker or something like that. So for me, my parents they brought me combination lock and they brought me a lock that had like the keys like those types. So in one safe, like I'll put like maybe like my wallet and my phone or something like that, and then the other one I'll put like the supplies I'm not using. Just because like if you just have it out in the open, yeah, like, your roommates are gonna use like what you have. So like for me, like I never thought that would happen, but like it's happened to me before. Like I've let stuff open, like the roll, like the hand tissues, or like the what do you call it, like the hand rolls, like that. Like I've left that out in the open. I've come back and I've just seen my roommate just come out of nowhere and just like tear off a thing. And like that's why I'm going back to of like, you should set ground rules with your roommates because if you don't set ground rules, then they're just gonna be using your stuff. So like after that, like I had to set ground rules. I was like, yo, bro, you can't just be using my stuff without my permission. And like after that, we've like been on cool terms. So that's just what you should do. That's like to survive college, just in general. Uh, and just have fun, just basically. Like from right now, I've been having fun in college. I've been enjoying my experience so far. So people say like it's like a bad experience because like there's nothing to do, but at the same time, like I like being by myself. Like I like enjoying like being in my room and like watching TV and like just like not doing anything. So just have fun and just enjoy the experience. So if you like my video today, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and have a nice day.